Okay, so let me pull up there it is. Okay, so this is my PowerPoint for my CAA historical timeline, and it's by me. Okay, so this is my timeline for what I'll be talking about during this PowerPoint presentation. So we'll start off with in 1964, the Civil Rights Act, then we have the Bilingual Education Act, then we have Lau versus Nichols, Cintron versus Brentwood, amendments to the Title VII, Pyler versus Doe, amendments again, No Child Left Behind Act, and Every Student Succeeds Act from 2015. So first we start off with the Civil Rights Act. It is the Title VI Act, and it promotes discrimination based on race, color, or a person's national origin in public facilities. Lyndon B. Johnson pushed this bill, and it was signed by him on July 2nd. Apparently, from what I read, Kennedy started it, and then after Kennedy passed away, Johnson really pushed for it and said, like, if you can honor Kennedy's name, it will be by passing this bill. And so he signed it on July 2nd in 1964. So then we have the Bilingual Education Act, the Title VII, which is from 1968, and all of my amendments is to this act that I have listed in here on the different dates, and this was also signed by Johnson, and it was the government's first commitment to assisting students with limited English skills. So this is the first part where we first started working on ELL students and their rights. So then we have this court case that apparently I cannot pronounce. I apologize for that. From 1974, it ended up going to the Supreme Court. Apparently, what I've read, a lot of articles apparently said it, that it's the most important case regarding ELL education. And it was about a school district in San Francisco placing Chinese American students in regular integrated classrooms. And it was an argument that it was a mistreatment of ELL students. And so obviously it ends up, this case, that all of those students from Chinese American culture that weren't being treated correctly by putting them in classrooms where they were not able to succeed, ended up changing a lot for them through this act. In 1978, we have Cintron versus Brentwood, and this one went to federal court. The Brentwood School District segregated LEP students unnecessarily from other students during art and physical education, and it did not establish proper exit criteria to move students into mainstream education classrooms. And in 1877, so the year before this was passed, Brentwood School District laid off half of their bilingual teachers, and the teachers challenged this, and the New York law said that tenure systems are based on seniority and pretty much tried to say that it was okay. And it ended up with the effect of quality desegregated programs for all students. So from this case, they all ended up being able to have proper quality classrooms for them instead of being segregated from everybody else. In 1978, amendments to the Title VII. So this one extended the Bilingual Education Act and broadened the definition of eligible students that were ELL. The case that we just saw that I cannot pronounce happened immediately before this amendment and kind of helped it. According to the law, it's sufficient, the law that they have for this is sufficient difficulty speaking, reading, writing, or understanding the English language to deny such individuals the opportunity to learn successfully in classrooms where the language of instruction is English. Total funding that they got for this was $135 million for bilingual education centers and 565 different school districts, and teachers becoming bilingual education teachers. So they promoted training and helping new teachers become bilingual education teachers, and they also even helped fund programs for 565 different school districts, which is awesome. So I feel like this amendment that they had was just one giant step in the right direction by broadening it and helping fund the programs. Then we have Plyler versus Doe, which went to the Supreme Court in 1982. In 1975, Texas revised its education laws and denied enrollment to anyone that was not legally admitted into the country. A class action was filed on behalf of a group of Mexican origin girls that could not prove that they had citizenship here in the United States. And the court decided that the law could not keep illegal aliens out of Texas. So they also decided that allowing them to be in schools would primarily attribute to the admission of children who were legal residents. They decided that while denying them would save the state money, it would not improve education, and it ended with illegal aliens being protected under the Equal Protection Clause in the 14th Amendment. I feel like this definitely helped with bilingual education because it's helping even more like people that, for example, like they may have been citizens, but they just couldn't prove it. Who knows what the actual story ended up being there, but it's just adding more rights and giving people that are ELLs even more opportunities in the classrooms to be able to integrate with Americans or people that do speak the English language. In 1984, amendments to the Title VII, again, this one provided more flexibility for state and local districts and allowed for up to 4% of overall funds to go to special alternative instructional programs that did not require the native language to be used. Grants were rewarded for several types of special programs, and those grants helped out with transitional bilingual education programs, developmental bilingual programs, and special alternative instructional programs in which the native language need not be used. And so this one, just another thing of opening more programs up through that Bilingual Education Act that Lyndon B. Johnson started for us. This just helps them be able to have more opportunities and more programs going out throughout school districts. Okay, so in 1988, it was another amendment, and it was another amendment to the 7th of the Bilingual Education Act. This act was reauthorized with the Hawkins-Stafford Elementary and Secondary School Improvement Act of 1988. It reflected the current emphasis on the diversity of LEP students and approaches to their education, and it allows local school districts to provide the instructional program that best serves their particular LEP student population. So this is allowing them to be able to help students in like a way that's going to help them instead of just broadening it and having them go into it. It's helping them go into their specialty of classrooms that's going to help them excel. Okay, so in 2001, we've got the No Child Left Behind Act. It was put in place to expose achievement gaps among underdeserved students and their peers, spurred an important national dialogue on education improvement. A strong updated law was necessary to expand opportunities to all students. But in 2012, Obama administration granted flexibility to some states regarding specific requirements as long as they presented ways that they could close their own achievement gaps and improve education, increase equality, improve instruction, and increase outcome for all students. So pretty much the No Child Left Behind Act was supposed to help improve achievement and improve education and all those things. And from my understanding, it helped, but Obama, when he came into office, felt like he could do better. So he started giving states their own opportunities to do things as long as they were proving that they were able to take the reins and do that for their state. I think that this one helped a lot because it like just put a giant umbrella over everyone saying like, we want equal education for all students in the country and to help a child no matter what get to where they need to be. And the final one I have is in 2015, Every Student Succeeds Act, which was signed by Obama on September 10th in 2015. And it requires that all students have to be taught to high academic standards that will prepare them for college, and ensures that important information is provided to educators to help them measure students' progress. And they wanted high quality preschools. So I feel like the Every Student Succeeds Act is really helping shape students today. I mean, are there flaws? Possibly, but they're really helping try to shape students today in every way that they possibly can to prepare them for college in their future, whether it's with college or without it. And that goes for like all aspects of it, with it, whether it's ELL or SPED or just general ed, helping integrate everyone together and help everyone be successful, not only in school, but in life. And then these are my We're Excited pages. I actually had a really fun time being able to research these cases and research all of these acts that were passed. So thank you for the opportunity to do this assignment, and I hope you enjoyed all my hard work.